Hey everybody, it's Mr. Hauser. Thanks for joining me. Today we will be doing a math lesson that focuses on shapes. We're going to look at a shape that I bet you're probably already quite familiar with, but we'll look at what exactly makes that shape and where we might be able to find it. All right, so today's focus is going to be on triangles. And what I want to do first is to focus on the word triangle, because that kind of reveals what a triangle is. So if you think about the word triangle, at the very beginning is the word part try. Now it doesn't mean to like attempt to do something like I'm gonna try and jump over this couch. No, it's not that kind of try. T-R-I is common at the beginning of words whenever it means three. And I like to think of the word in Spanish, the word for three is tres, which also starts with a TR. And so we might hear it with the word tricycle. A tricycle has how many wheels? Triceratops, which is a dinosaur that has how many horns? Right? And so there are several examples. So triangle falls into that same category of shapes that have three of something. Now, what do they have three of? Well, the thing is that if it's a closed shape, then it has the same number of corners or angles as it does sides. And so a triangle has three angles or three corners. We can also, since it's a closed shape, that means there's no holes in it. We can also say that there are three sides. All right? So keep that in mind. The word triangle reveals what it is. It has three corners or three angles. All right? So we're going to take a look at some examples and see if you can identify these as triangles or not. So if I take a look at this, you can see that it has both three corners, which are in these where the rubber band changes from one direction to another, but there are also three sides, 1, 2, 3. Now it's a triangle whether it's that way or this way or that way. Shapes don't change shapes just because you look at them from a different perspective, okay? From a different way. So these are all triangles. So triangle, yes. Okay, is this a triangle? Well, we see 1, 2, and 3, so three sides, and then 1, 2, 3, three angles or three corners. So no matter which direction I look at it, it's a triangle. Okay. Now let's take a look at this one. Is this a triangle? Well, I know in my class when I did an assessment earlier that a lot of people picked this as a triangle because it sort of has that general shape of a triangle. However, let's count the number of sides. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and then there's 4. Now, a triangle does not have 4 sides. So even though this has a general shape of a triangle, the fact that it doesn't go straight across, that it makes 2 sides here at the bottom, makes it not a triangle, but rather a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral or quattrolateral also reveals what shape it is. Is a shape with 4 sides. So it's like a square, a rectangle. A quadrilateral would be one that has 4 sides. Now this is not a square or a rectangle, but it does still have 4 sides like those two shapes. So this one, is it a triangle? No, and it doesn't matter which direction you point it, it still has 4 sides and 4 angles. There's one angle, one corner, 1 corner, 2 corners, 3 corners, and 4 corners. So it has 4 corners too, same as other quadrilaterals. All right, what about this one? It's skinny and long. Is that a triangle? What do you think? Well, count the number of sides. And how many sides do you get? There's that one, there's a small one, and then there's the long one. And so there's 3 sides. If it has 3 sides and 1, 2, 3, 3 corners, it's a triangle. All right. How about this one? Is that a triangle? Well, count the sides or count the corners. Either one, you should get the same number. All right, and you'll notice this one has 4 sides. So is that a triangle? Not a triangle. All right, let's take a look at this one. Triangle? All right, well, count the sides. 1, 2, and 3. So far, so good. Count the angles. 1, 2, 3. 3 corners or 3 angles. That's a triangle. Is it still a triangle? Is it still a triangle? Is it still a triangle? Yes, don't be fooled if you see it upside down and you're like, wait, no, the flat side has to be at the bottom. Nobody said the flat side has to be at the bottom. So don't try and put on things that are unnecessary. So, what about this one? Triangle? Well, you may see the top part, and it looks like there's a triangle, but that's sort of an imaginary line. That's not one of the sides. Instead, it goes down to make more of a, and if we count the sides, we have 4 sides. So not a triangle because that has, it has too many sides. What about this one? Ooh, that's pretty. Is that a triangle? No, I wonder what this one is. Let's see. If we count the sides, then that'll tell us what shape it is. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sides, which I know that if you've ever seen a stop sign, you might say, oh, that's an octagon. I know that's an octagon because it has 8 sides. And you're right. But this is also an octagon. No, we would not put the word stop in the middle and put that on the street side for people to stop. But it's still an octagon because an octagon has 8 sides and 8 corners. Okay? So definitely not a triangle. What about this one? Is that a triangle? It's like a piece of pizza, a piece of cake. No. And the reason why is because while it has 2 lines here that look very triangle-esque, it has a rounded bottom. And the rounded bottom means that it does not have one straight line across for 3 sides. Instead, this sort of has 2 sides and then a curved line here. So while a pizza slice or a slice of cake might look like a triangle, if we look close enough, we'll see that it's not actually. An ice cream cone? No, it has some qualities that are similar to a triangle, but it's not. Last one, triangle? Yeah, you got it. All right, 3 sides. So sometimes for a triangle, 2 sides can be the same length. So this triangle has 2 that are the exact same length. Sometimes we'll see a triangle that has 3 sides. All 3 sides are the exact same shape, right? Usually when we think of a triangle as sort of 3 sides, we imagine the sides being all the same length. But we can also have one where all 3 of the lengths are different. All right, so there's lots of different ways to have a triangle. If we take a look at one that has all 3 sides that are the same size, that introduces me to the book that I want to share to you, which is called Triangle. And if you remember from the Circle and the Square books, these are written by Mac Barnett and illustrated by John Klassen. All right, so I hope you enjoy this and get to see a triangle in a story. All right. Triangle by Mac Barnett and John Klassen. This is Triangle. This is Triangle's home. This is Triangle in his house. And that is Triangle's door. One day, Triangle walked out his door and away from his house. He was going to play a sneaky trick on Square. He walked past small triangles and medium triangles and big triangles. He walked past shapes that weren't triangles anymore. They were shapes with no names. He walked until he got to a place where there were squares. Still thinking of his sneaky trick, he walked past big squares and medium squares and small squares, until he got to Square's house. Now, said Triangle, I will play my sneaky trick. Triangle walked up to Square's door and said, "Sss," just like a snake. Square was afraid of snakes. "Oh me, oh my," said Square. "Go away, you snake, leave my door." "Sss," said Triangle. "Sss, sss." "Oh dear, dear, dear," said Square. How many snakes are out there? 10? 10 million? Go away, snakes. Triangle could not hiss anymore. He was laughing too hard. Triangle, said Square, is that you? Yes, said Triangle. I know you are afraid of snakes. I played a sneaky trick on you. The stare down. Square ran after Triangle, past small squares and medium squares and big squares. He ran past the shapes with no names, past the big triangles and medium triangles and small triangles, up to Triangle's house and right through his door. Well, almost. You are stuck, Triangle laughed and laughed. Then he stopped. His house was all dark. Triangle was afraid of the dark. It's too dark, said Triangle. You're blocking my light. Go away, you block. Leave my door. It was Square's turn to laugh. I know you are afraid of the dark. Now I've played a sneaky trick on you. You see, Triangle, this was my plan all along. But do you really believe him? The end. So do you believe? Well, playing sneaky tricks is one thing, but you can see that square and triangle are different shapes, and some things that the triangle can do, the square cannot. And fitting into a triangular door, well, the square's corners couldn't quite all make it. So today we're going to take a look at a few of the triangle toys that we might come across and see if we can't figure out which ones are triangles and which ones are imposters. All right. Or we'll take a break from this and let this be the end of the lesson. Des, you okay? Okay, now we're going to deal with that because you got to be a parent first and then teacher second. So more to come.